Hey everyone, so my apologies. I'm so sorry I didn't get the last video up before the new episode. Work slammed me. I just got sick. Still sick, but I owe you this video, so let's see if I can speed through it and ship it to you. So this episode, a lot of stuff go down. We start off with Emma and Jordy, each in their own little meetings, one with the psychologist, one with the physical therapy. And both of them get the news that they're doing really well and they could get the chance to even go home by the end of the week, which is crazy and awesome and wonderful for them. Um, so they talk, and Emma seems to have reservations, and Leo thinks it's about them and their relationship, and he's like, no, 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 like we'll figure it out. I promise. I'll make the drive or whatever it takes. Blah blah blah. And Emma's kind of like, okay, okay, and it's typical Emma. Nothing new with Charlie, really. He's just kind of hanging in there. Dr. Nadei's working with him. Meanwhile, though, Hunter and Kara are, now that they've kissed finally, and they got their stuff going on, they're trying to, do a typical teenage hookup thing, and they can't find any privacy, and then Kara's heart monitor's going off, and Nurse Jackson finds them, and of course Kara's annoyed, and, she tells Hunter to walk away, and she tells Kara, like, I wouldn't advise you doing this. And Kara's kind of like, I'm a big girl, like, it's not my first time, I can handle this. And Nurse Jackson's like, I'm just trying to protect your heart. And, move on, we have a new hospital child. Her name is Delaney Shaw. She is a pop star in their world, and, she seems to be one of those stereotypical pop stars with the drug addiction and the alcohol problems, so she gets sent to rehab or their hospital, basically. And everyone's like, oh, Delaney Shaw, Delaney Shaw. And Dash is like, obviously attracted to her, wants to see if he can put the moves on, so he's trying to get in with her. Jordy is almost done being emancipated. He finds out that for his application, the fee is some 300 or something bucks that he obviously does not have. He's a kid in a hospital trying to get treated for cancer. And so he's sitting there and he's kind of like, crap, where am I going to get this money? When he sees Delaney Shaw, he thinks, oh, if I can get the manager to sign me, of course he loves music in general, so it would be a win-win. But if he can get the manager to sign him, he'll get the money too. So he's trying to sneak in and see her. Dash is trying to hit on her. It becomes an awkward threesome hangout where Dash is clearly frustrated that he's getting no time alone with her, and Jordy's doing his best to get himself a deal. And she says, if you want to meet my manager, you need to get me the drugs first. And Jordy's like, what? I don't get the drugs. And she's like, get me any kind of painkillers, and 10 of them, and I will let you see my manager. So Jordy's like, crap. And he doesn't want to do this, but, he needs the money desperately to become emancipated so he can move on and do all his surgery stuff. So he goes, fine, let's do this. He goes off. Nurse Brittany is going on a date that night. It is her first date since, I think, her breakup. And she's nervous, but she's excited. Dr. McAndrews kind of hears about it, and it kind of seems to pique his interest a little bit, whatever. Also, in the love thing, he seems to be very attracted to Aaron, the chief of staff, again. Then he talks to Jackson. Nurse Jackson's like, don't even think about it. And, he's kind of like, okay, I'll take that as your blessing. And he's very ignorant. He kind of storms in head first to think of a way, obviously, to, it seems, win her back. Speeding through this here really fast. So then Hunter and Kara, they end up in the hospital room of an old man who has a heart monitor, maybe? I don't know. She basically finds a way to stick the heart monitor on him, and then Kara and Hunter go off so they can fool around, realize that there's no condom, and again, they must separate and find one so that they can have their fun times. Emma gets a note from Leo about going up on the roof at a certain time. She shows up in a cocktail dress, and Leo has this amazing little spot on the roof. There's candles everywhere, there's lights, there's a little table, and there's some takeout Chinese food. It's just adorable, and Leo's kind of like, this is what I pictured if we were allowed to go on a first date, like in the real world, and it's adorable, and they talk about what life would be like if they had met out there instead of in the hospital. And Emma's starting to relax, and even though there's food present, she's happy, and it's a nice side to see of Emma because we don't get to see her happiness that often, to be honest. Um, Back with Delaney Shaw, Dad Jordy heads to the chemo wing. He talks to this woman he probably talks to all the time while he's there, and she's elderly. She doesn't really pay attention, and then Jordy kind of does this little hand trick, gambler's move, gets some pills that he can give Delaney so he can meet the manager, and he heads off when Nurse Jackson almost catches him. Meanwhile, Dash is in the room, and he's kind of trying to flirt with Delaney, and Delaney's like, I'm not buying the virgin thing, and Dash is kind of like, well, obviously I'm stuck here all the time, and so he's definitely hitting on her, and she's like, fine, let me see what you look like with your shirt off, and so that happens. And then, meanwhile, Dr. McAndrews is trying to hit on Erin again, be really nice. All of a sudden, this guy shows up. We find out basically he seems to be the live-in boyfriend, and Dr. McAndrews feels like an idiot, kind of runs off. Erin follows. They have this huge kind of fight. And Erin's like, you broke up with me, and there's talk about how she sounds like she wanted marriage and kids, and he didn't, so they broke up, and it got ugly. And so, he's upset, and he ends up at the bar where Brittany is with her date. That is so not going well. We get snatches of ex-wives, lots of them, or possible current wives. I don't know. It's a little funky. So Dr. McAndrews, like the knight he is, swoops in and saves the day, and him and Brittany kind of hang out at the bar. Only good things can come of that, right? So Leo and Emma having a great moment on the roof deck, and then Leo's leg catches on fire. His amputated, his prosthetic leg, so no real hurt to him, but he's got to put the fire out, kind of ending their night. Kara is having no luck finding a condom. Nothing seems to be going well. Hunter doesn't seem to be finding one either. They spend most of their day doing that. Jordy comes back and gives the pills to Delaney. Delaney's like, awesome, and play for me. So he plays for her, and Dash again gets like put on the back burner, and he's kind of frustrated and annoyed. Leo comes back to see Emma, and he gives her a box, and he's like, I'm so sorry, we could be out here in a week, and I'm sorry the date didn't go well. She opens it up, and of course it's a box of chocolates, and it sets her off, and she goes into this whole rant. She gets mad at him, and she confesses that she's not better, nothing's really changed, and she keeps waiting for somebody to notice that, and nobody notices it, and it's really frustrating her that she's putting on such a good mask because she can't find the words to tell someone that it hurts and that she's not better. And, Leo's like, just find the strength and say something, and she just kind of pushes him away and, tells him to go away and forget about her. Kara and Hunter meet back. Hunter finally finds a condom. Kara's like, ooh, okay, and they get into it, and then I think all the stuff that everyone's been saying to her throughout the day gets in her head, and she kind of talks about how she likes Hunter. She doesn't know how to take it slow, but she wants to. And they're like, that's fine, we have time, we'll make it work. And so it's kind of cute that, Hunter's that guy that Kara can actually sit there and be real with. Meanwhile, back at the bar, Brittany kisses McAndrew. They end up later back in McAndrew's place. McAndrew? Is it McAndrew? I think it's just Andrew. And she wakes up and she's kind of kissing his shoulder, and she's like, good morning, and she's having, Brittany is the type that believes this is going to be a big happy romance, and he kind of looks at her and he's like, this is a one-night stand, wasn't it? So she punches him in the face after a long and painful conversation. Good job. And ooh, she's got a good fist. Go her. So Jordy finishes playing for Delaney, and Delaney's like, wow, you're great. You can't get a meeting with my manager, though. And she goes on to talk about how she's barely keeping her manager happy, and obviously if Jordy was to go and play, the manager would love him, drop her, and she just can't risk that, obviously. She gives him money instead, kind of as an apology, and Jordy doesn't want to take it, but he realizes he has no choice, so he does take it. Then Kara and Hunter, they're having their talk, and Hunter all of a sudden starts feeling warm. He goes to get up, passes out, Kara freaks out, and she ends up waiting outside of his hospital room while his parents are there and the curtain's drawn, and Nurse Jackson's like, I told you, I wanted to keep you safe and protect your heart. So there's a tender moment between the two of them. We don't know what's happening. but, you know, it's nice that Nurse Jackson's looking out. Meanwhile, Emma gets the green light to go home, stupidly, and Leo does not. I don't know why I keep mixing the names up today here. Leo does not get a green light. They talk. It's not good. Emma's dad shows up to bring her home, and we find out basically that Emma didn't say anything about Leo, which is another slap to the face to him, and Leo's like, you can't leave if you're not better. Please just say something. And Emma's like, I'm going home. Forget about me. So, it's a very unhappy ending for basically everyone in the show. Hopefully the next episode gets better. I don't know. I'm about to go watch it. Thank you so much, guys, for watching and putting up with me in my really late posts. I swear another video is coming out ASAP, ASAP, ASAP. Alright, thanks for watching, guys. Bye.